Hello. This is unusual. We're in VR, and this is episode 36 of ComposerCast. I'm Lloyd Trunter. That over there.
Will Helliwell.
There you go. I was waiting for him to say it. Even the virtual world is slow. We can blame it on lag though, can't we, in the virtual world? But we're trying this new quarantine thing, aren't we, William?
Yeah, where we don't have to see each other in real life.
No, I think you look like that now. I'm gonna meet up with you in real life. I'm gonna be disappointed that you look like you in real life.
Most people are disappointed when they meet me, so that's nothing new.
Well, that's a bit self-deprecating, William, for the intro. But anyway, hope you enjoy it. We talk about, obviously virtual reality. How could we not? How could we not this week in the special world that we're in? Oh, by the way, we're in the future.
Welcome to the future.
Well, hello.
Hi. We are in VR here. This is lovely. This is nice.
You're there and I'm here, but you're not there and I'm not here. Well, actually, I am here, but you're not there.
But I am here. That's the main thing.
You are there, and then I'm.
We're in lockdown. We're in quarantine. That's why we're doing this in VR, isn't it?
Yeah, and I am sick of you, William. I am utterly. Every time I go around yours, stinks. I've got to spend time with an animal. That's nice. And this is how we're going to do it from now on forever.
I think we could. This would be nice.
It would be cool. It would be really cool. And we could do it at a different place every time. Look at that free advertisement they're getting there with that flying past. Unbelievable. Well, this is a good time to say we're doing this inside PokerStars VR.
Yeah, because they have they've got little cameras. Well, it looks nice.
It looks cool. We're in the year 2050 when buildings use the most amount of electricity you've ever seen in your entire life.
But at that point, we've already figured out how to just generate electricity from basically nothing. So
Perpetual motion machine. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that is true. Trains have no line. They kind of just float. Oh, no, that isn't a line. The line's just very close to the edge of this infinity pool that is nice. And also, you can perform magic inside this game. Check this shit out. Punch my microphone again. That's good for that, isn't it? I just realised some people might be listening to this as opposed to watching it. So just, imagine all those things I just said.
Good point.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't paint a good enough picture. Let me talk at length about what we're looking at. No, I'm joking. But what you can do is you can watch this now, if you want to.
Yeah, we'll put this up on YouTube. And then you can just go there and watch the whole thing and enjoy the scenery. We could go to a different spot. There are other spots, but we picked this one.
Oh, there's so many places, but
it's nice.
It's a nice place.
Before we start,
how have you been?
Officially, well, I've been good.
Before we start officially?
We are starting officially. I know we have done, but I want to remember how to get my stuff out. I want to do a magic trick as well.
William wants to get his stuff out. It's disgusting. In VR, I'm still can't escape you getting your stuff all over the place.
Hot dog.
Oh, look at you. Well
Just
done.
like real life. Stuff in my face.
Hot dog. Hot dog. Let me eat. Hot dog. Look at that. Let me eat. Hot dog. Go on. What other magic tricks have you got up your sleeve? Even though you don't have sleeves. You're in a lovely jacket, but are you just hands, William?
I've got... actually, no, I'm going to save that one for later. I got this one right now. Ice cream.
Oh, lovely.
Hot dog, ice cream.
Yum, yum.
This is what the viewers, the listeners need to see, isn't it? Me.
Yeah.
Eating an ice cream.
Gobbling it down like it's going out of fashion.
Oh, there's a bit of cone
Look
left.
at that. You're left with a little bit of cone. Oh, best bit in it. A little bit of chocolate at the bottom of that.
Gone.
Yum, 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 yum. Why don't they just make the whole cone like that? Just a big cone full of chocolate. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't actually like cone in real life.
Well, sometimes you get a cone and it'll be crunchy. I like the crunchy ones, but there's sometimes you get a soft one and they're disgusting. They make me sick, William.
It all tastes like
soft
cardboard.
ice cream cone.
All tastes like cardboard.
Oh no, you're not eating the right sort of waffle, William. This is not sort of cone. Sometimes they put a lovely bit of Biscoff flavour in there. You know Biscoff?
No, I don't know. Biscoff.
I want to put this fag out in your face. I can throw it at you. It went off in the distance. It's landed in the bonsai garden, William.
Oh, littering already. You come to...
Oh, look, I can do this as well. Look, check this out. Look. Here I am. All right. But then, check this out. I can go, there's William. There he is. Look at his stupid face. Look at it.
Wait.
And then there's the bonsai garden. I threw the fag in.
Come into the future. Start littering. Classic humans.
Yeah, unbelievable, aren't we?
All right,
We're
put the camera back.
disgusting, really.
I'm not going to move my camera because
All right,
I've got a
I'm trying
nice setting.
Yeah, no, don't. I've got the player cam. I'm the sort of like, yo, what's up? Yeah, we got Willy here, we got me here. I'm just in VR. This is what I look like, by the way. Exactly. In fact, this probably looks worse than I look in real life. I probably look cooler and better in real life. William looks exactly like this.
Yep. That's,
No.
Yeah.
Geography teacher, you've got to rep it, haven't you? You've got to wear the geography teacher thing.
You know, I didn't choose a style. It chose me. You just got to go with it.
You're right there. You're right. I always call you a geography teacher. You're not even a geography teacher. You're not anything at the moment.
What do you mean I'm not anything? I have a full-time job.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is you're not in the learning game, are you?
No, I did enough teaching. I'm still teaching guitar and moving into online now, so that's good.
Oh, have you done that yet?
I've got it set up and I've done a test, and now I've got my student.
Test?
Test, and then my students hopefully starting this week.
All right, cool. What? Give me the deets. What apps are you using? How's it working?
Well, I wanted to discuss that because that is going to be the same, pretty much, as what we're using here. So,
okay.
We are using. Well, for the actual guitar, I'm going into Reaper because I like Reaper and it's awesome. Yep. And I'm using Bias Effects 2 to get all of the different amps and all the pedals and everything. And that one is the best sort of amp sim I found. They've got a few. They've got Bias Sim, Bias Effects, and then got Bias Pedal. And in those, you can basically create anything you want. So in Bias Effects, that sort of combines everything all together. You've got your amps, you've got all your effects, and you create your giant effects chain.
You just went all weird. You just glitched out everywhere. It was amazing.
I did glitch out a bit. Yeah, it glitched on my thing as well. Wonder why that happened.
Oh, it's like being in the virtual world, William. Go on, carry on.
And yeah, so you got all of that.
Is it true, William, that I just saw that Bias have released a practice amp you can buy?
They have. They released a thing called Spark, and it hooks up to your phone, and you can jam along with tracks and stuff, and you edit all the stuff on your phone, and then the sound comes out of the amp.
Yeah, that's cool. I need an amplifier. Anyway, yeah. So you're using all that
to get all the sound and everything. And then we're going to be doing the lessons over Hangouts or Skype or something like that. So you've got to use OBS. That's going to be capturing what's on the screen plus my little webcam thing, which is what we're using right now to record.
Hello.
And then the other thing that I'm using, which is the bit that took ages to kind of figure out, is something called Synchronous Audio Router, or Router, if you're American.
Router, William. Come on, William.
Yes.
Router. Don't.
And what that does...
it's weird because... Yep. No. You deserve to cut me off there. Come on.
What that does is it creates lots of virtual sound devices in Windows. So you can basically use Reaper as a mixer. So your guitar goes in, your voice from your microphone goes in, and then you've got like Spotify going into another track, and then you've got like a YouTube video going into another track, and you can adjust the levels of all of these, and you can apply all the effects and everything on before it gets sent to Skype or anything else, or Google Hangouts or something. So the person on the other end, they hear everything mixed nice and professionally with reverb and effects and all of that on, and they hear all of that all together, which is nice.
Cool.
So
and then what are you expecting them to do to you? Just a simple webcam? Or do you know what I mean? Like, will the student require a webcam?
Yes, the student needs a webcam and a microphone of some sort, but it could just be the built-in one. It depends if you're doing electric or acoustic, but as long as I can hear the guitar and hear what they're saying, then we're all good, really. Yeah,
that's cool. And what sort of thing will you be talking about over the webcam? I guess whatever the student wants.
Yeah, whatever they want to learn. So I've built a student portal on Notion, so they will see, they can access this student portal and see all their tabs and everything. And then whatever they want to learn, songs, scales, modes, Strumming, finger picking stuff, whatever. They
Wow.
want.
Well, we've gone straight in with a plug, William. But if any of you out there want a little lesson from William on the interwebs, then contact us somehow. How do they? What are they? You're just giving them the thumbs up.
I was
That's
giving
good,
them the
isn't
thumbs
it?
up.
There you go.
Yeah, they'll know how to contact us. It'll be everywhere.
That
We'll
man.
tell them at the end anyway.
Okay. Anyway, contact him. What else have you been doing then? Hey?
What have we been? We've been playing a lot of VR as usual.
This part of time in games. It's this part of time in games, isn't it?
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh, a little bit of excitement there from William.
Well, I felt like I'm in a virtual world. I've got to show my excitement somehow.
Oh, look, we're here. Look, I can do this. I can point at him. Whoa,
Don't
I
hit
can
your
stand up
microphone.
and walk away. I can leave. I can just leave. See you later. Bye. Oh, that was good. When you laughed, the eyes of your man, like the cheeks, like it looked like you were smiling. Look,
Really?
see if it happens when I do it.
Okay. No, just looks incredibly creepy. You're just keeping eye contact,
Yep.
not blinking.
No. Yeah, look, your man does it. Face the camera and do it. That's really weird. All right, let me give it another go. Let me laugh properly.
All right,
Let
okay.
me give it. What did it look like? Did it look good?
No, I think it just stayed the same.
Oh, what? That's not fair. You get to have a full range of emotions. I just look like a mannequin. Oh yeah, look, check it out. I've got a little digital display there, telling me all of the sounds and stuff. I don't know what that's doing there. Anyway, we were doing this part of time in games. Why did you interrupt me, William? Go on.
So sorry. No, we have been doing games in this part of time, haven't we? We've been playing a lot of The Forest.
We've been playing. William, we put 30 hours into The Forest in the first week of us owning it. That's an entire day.
That's exaggerated.
No, I had 30 hours. You had like 24
I
or
had
something,
24
or 23.
hours in the first 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
one entire
Okay, so
day
I had
of my life out of those 2
Yeah.
weeks was spent inside a virtual world.
Inside a virtual forest.
Inside a virtual
Inside
forest.
one of my favourite games we've played in a very long time. Should we give it a rundown?
Yeah. Well, it's... You go. You describe it. You're in a forest.
I go.
Paint them a picture.
So, the forest. Imagine. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're inside a beautiful forest, and Go on, do it again.
Did you hear me hit my microphone?
No, I just watched you like
Flinch.
Alice in Wonderland about. Right. Anyway, you're inside a forest, right? And this forest is all like, whoa! And then, there's trees and you're like, whoa! And you've got an axe. Okay, I'll do a better job. So, in the forest, you're in a plane. I really don't...
Right, that is the worst bit because, okay, I don't like flying. So you load up the forest and you start off in an aeroplane. So this isn't a spoiler or anything because as soon as you load up the game, you're in. But I didn't really know this.
That's a spoiler.
Well, is it? Because if you're going to play the game... Oh, it is, I suppose. Spoiler alert, you're in a plane. Right, there we go. Now we've covered ourselves. So you're in a plane and you're going along. Everything's nice. You're sitting there and you've got a bit of food. And then you pick up...
And you've got a child next to you.
You have a child
You need to
next
remember
to you.
that's one of the...
Yeah, bloody Timmy.
And there's a child, and the child probably belongs to you. So that's a tidbit there. You know, I mean, when carry on.
So child's next to you. You got stuff. You pick up like a little. Is it a notepad, a book, or something to look at?
Yeah, something.
You pick up something, and that triggers the scenario. And the scenario is horrific. It is your plane crashing. Like the front of your plane just goes.
Your plane crashing.
Ripped off.
It is your plane crashing. If you believe it, it is your plane crashing, and the plane crashes. And yeah, usually in games, when you have a plane crash, the player's there and playing crashing, and it fades to black, right? But in this game, no. You see that whole thing. You see clouds, then thing, and then boom, and then whoa.
The front of the plane,
front
of the plane rips off, and so you can see out of the front. And then you can see just the ground coming towards you, but also bodies flying over the top of you, flying out of the plane, and everyone
crazy shit. Anyway, William, what happens after plane crashes?
After the plane crash, you crash and you wake up, and then you look around, and there's a weird, evil, like crazy man dragging a body away, and then you wake up properly, like you pass back out. You wake up, you get off the plane. And then you look around and you're in this lovely forest. And you're like, oh, this isn't so bad actually, is it?
For everyone who hasn't played VR, they might be looking at us too and thinking, look at those sad pricks. Look at them. Look at them there in their virtual futuristic world with their virtual cameras, you know, talking to each other like it's 1905. That's in the future, right?
The timeline reset or something? Did we have to like get to the year 3000 then you have to reset?
No, 1905, so it's like 19105, so like super in the future.
Sure, okay.
Yeah?
Yep, got it.
When civilized... Yeah, they might be looking at us like they're just sad. But the thing is, after all those rambly words that I said that I should have stopped saying a long time ago, I feel like he's here. It's weird. And then when there's you know there's loads of chairs here. When there's all the chairs are filled with people, you feel like you're in a room full of people.
Yeah, this is what I'm excited about VR getting more popular, because you can all just like, we're having a meet up on Friday, just everyone going onto Zoom or Messenger, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, this is nice, isn't it? But it's just a video and everyone's kind of talking over each other, and then the video pops in and out of like whoever's talking. Imagine sitting around, if VR was more accessible, everyone's sitting around a table like this, and you're sitting there chatting, you're playing some cards, you're having a nice time.
Not just that, think about this with things like Zoom. So I used Zoom recently, and we had 18 people in one Zoom room, right? I'm sure at the moment there must be a lot of people experiencing this for the first time. I've never really done like talking to people on a webcam before, like to socialise with people. I've never really done it. We usually just send voice messages to people I don't see all the time, right? So now people are doing it with loads of groups of people. So you have 18 people on the screen. If you had all those 18 people in a room, you wouldn't be all joining in on one conversation, would you? You'd split off into groups. You'd all be talking, you know, some people would be talking one-on-one, some people would be talking, you know, amongst themselves over there. But with the webcam thing, you all have to be in the same... No one can split off, and you can't just look at one person and go, right, I'm talking to Jeremy now. Hello, Jeremy. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in VR, you could, me and you could go, yeah, look, come over here, I'll have a little word with you. And then you could just have a little thing, but other people could still be in the room. You could all still be in the... I just punched the microphone then.
But you can move to a physical space. You can move somewhere else, or a virtual space, I suppose. You can shift away. Yeah. And if the game or the environment's done well, your voice changes, and so it sounds like you're over there.
Yeah. And this game kind of does that as well. So if I turn left like this and you talk, you come out of this ear. And if I turn like this, you come out of this ear. And it's really cool. And it's cool.
It's amazing how much body language can be conveyed.
Gesticulation.
That's the one. Well done.
Thank you for that patronising little well done there. So.
I'm holding the controller, so my fingers are all a bit doing whatever they want to do, aren't they?
Yeah. So me and William, as you probably already know if you've listened before, we use the Oculus Rift system, but there is a system out there, the wonderful, not played it yet, but I'm sure it's wonderful, Index, that tracks each individual finger. So eventually in the future, we'll be able to like, you know, fucking even give each other the finger and shit. Well, I can kind of do that.
I think the Oculus Quest, they've tried out, so without controllers. Controllerless, that's the word. So it just tracks where your hands are in the world, and then when you move your fingers move in virtual reality as well. So I think
and William are both so excited about all of this stuff. I don't know whether you can tell.
But yeah, so that's what we've been playing a lot of, The Forest, and
I think we should explain it a little bit more because I didn't quite finish.
I was about to get into it some more. I was about to get into it.
Go on then. Sorry,
that was my preemptive, and The Forest.
William, tell me a story.
So once you've crash landed, you've got off the plane, you have explored your immediate surroundings with your friends, which is the best bit. Like Lloyd said,
That is one of the best bits.
You're exploring it together and you're finding things out together and you're going, oh, I can chop down a tree. Oh, a bird. Oh, I killed it. Shit. And then you're discovering all this together, which is really nice. And there's a day-night cycle. So the first thing you have to do is you have to find food and water and build yourself a quick little shelter.
And that was one of the best bits as well, is when we were playing it, is we were like, oh cool, look, you can do this. We're exploring like all the different things you can do. Oh look, here's your inventory. Look, you can do this. You can mix items, so you can pick up a stick and a cloth, put those together, and then you've got a torch. You can set it on fire, etc. But then it was like, William, it's starting to get dark.
But when it gets dark, it gets scary.
And then you're scared, and then you've got a lighter like this. And the cool thing about the lighter is that has a light source. So when you hold it over here, it makes a light over here, and then you can. It's just so cool when you have a light source when you're scared, and you can make yourself unscared by being like, oh, light, powerful light, and it's just really cool. It's such a good game. And then there's caves, and then we found caves, and you can go in caves, and you got a lighter in the cave, and you're like, Where are we going?
We should mention that there are enemies as well. Like, we're not just walking around in the dark getting a bit scared going, oh, it's dark. No. There are enemies, weird mutant tribal, that come and attack you, and you're not quite sure why. They just seem angry at everything. Then there's some crazy mutant things that are just like weird giant spider-legged horrible beasts.
Tits and legs.
Yeah.
Basically, they are just made of tits and legs.
Yeah, and then
which is my autobiography name.
there's weird little deformed baby things as well that leap at you. Anyway, so there are things that are legitimately scary and will try and attack you, and annoyingly will also try and break your base. So the base building on it is awesome. The base building, you can make tree houses and little like cabins, and you can make zip lines. So me, Lloyd and Simon, who we're playing with, all got 3 different treehouse cabins, and we have got zip lines going between all of them, and we've got a lift system that goes up, and oh, so good.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So join the Forest Club, because that's another thing as well, actually, that we haven't done, is it's cross-platform, so it's not just VR. It's Pancake as well.
Yeah, that's true. So if you don't have to have VR to play it.
Yeah, but why would you not? Do you know what I mean? Why would you, in fact? Why would you play it not in VR?
Why would you not play it in... Yeah, I get it.
Why would you?
That is a good one for socialising. I wanted to mention, as we're on this whole lockdown thing, this whole episode's a little bit lockdowny.
Well, everything in the world is lockdowny, isn't it? Everything in the world is like... talking about the old Rona, quarantine and etceteras.
Calling it the old Rona makes it sound so like romantic. Remember the old Rona, reminiscing.
Yeah. Remember when 100,000 people died? Remember that?
I think it's gone. It's above 9,000 in America now already. Crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah. Other games, other social games. So VR social, PokerStar. I think this thing is very social as well, like you can see. So we got that one.
This one's amazing. I've put in 170 hours into this game.
That's ridiculous.
Which is why I'm so bloody good at poker. Alright? Don't step. I wanted that. There's quite a lot left on that, actually.
Other social games, then... Oh, what shall we say? What have you been playing? Have you been playing other stuff apart from The Forest?
Yeah, obviously I've been playing all the VR games I can get my hand on, William. All of the VR games I can get my hand on. But I recently played Trover vs. the Universe, Trover Saves the Universe?
Yeah.
That's another thing with quarantine, right? So VR, usually I was like, clear the space. I want to play a game where I can jump around and swing my arms and stuff. Like that. I've become very lazy recently. And I want to sit down and play VR games. So I'm kind of looking out for VR games that are sit down in Kronos. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that on the podcast before. absolutely amazing game that's kind of like Dark Souls mixed with Zelda. So I'm in the mood for like sit-downy, controller-based games, but still in VR, obviously. Always VR, why would it not be VR? And Trover Saves the Universe is by Justin Roiland, who's the voice artist and like co-writer of Rick and Morty. So he does basically every voice in Rick and Morty. And it's just a game where it kind of sounds like he just improvises the whole thing. But he swears a lot, which is entertaining. And it's just a good sit-down one. Oh, the other thing with it as well is so with Kronos and Edge of Nowhere, which is another third-person one. Oh, and you've also played Lucky's Tale as well.
I enjoyed Lucky's Tale. That was good.
Yeah, you don't have a virtual person. You are just the controller. In Lucky's Tale, you have hands actually, but you're mainly just your hands are just a controller and your head is the camera. Yeah, exactly. In Trover Saves the Universe, you're a person, and Trover comes up to you and then says, "Oh, here, take this controller. You can control me now." And then are you just admiring the sights?
That's the annoying thing about VR, is that you know if I'm distracted, because I'm just looking over there at the view. I was like, it's nice over there, isn't it? Oh. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It's clearly what I'm saying is very interesting. But you've got a physical being and you're sat in a chair and the chair floats and you can go up and down in the chair.
For the people who are just
you.
listening,
It's a
that
good
was
game.
me just throwing my head back, pretending to fall asleep.
Yeah. Pretending to be rude. No, not pretending.
Not pretending at all. So it's a good game.
Just being.
You are holding a
Good
controller in the game.
You are a person holding a controller in the game.
Right.
And you're in a chair that floats. And to make it more immersive for myself, I put pillows on the chair so that my feet were off the ground and dangling, and it genuinely felt like I was floating, and it gave me a bit of a vertigo feeling, and it was really satisfying. And it made me think, I'd like to play a roller coaster game where you're in those dangly roller coaster chairs, because I think it would you'd feel it a lot more, you'd feel a lot more immersed.
Yeah. Or should we tell the listeners how we immersed ourselves in the forest a bit more?
So in the forest, you wear a backpack. So I thought, hey, fuck it, I'm going to wear a backpack in real life. And I filled it with like shoes and stuff, so it was heavy.
That was your mistake there, I think, filling it with stuff. Empty backpack.
Yeah, but
fine.
I wanted... Yeah, full backpack. Better, because then you're like, after an hour, William, I need to have a break.
Yeah, exactly, not better, because after an hour, you needed to have a break. You're like, it's so effort.
It was fun though.
But that made it
very fun.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. But now you can go to those places where people have set up like whole rooms with like all the objects that are in VR are in the room itself.
Yeah. Mixed
Those
reality
really cool.
stuff. Well, that Star Wars experience has been out for years. It's been like 3 years, I think, that Star Wars experience was out.
Right.
And you have a lightsaber and you pick up a gun and everything, and like, yeah.
Yeah, I want to try something like that. That'd be good.
Yeah, it'd be good. I don't want to try something that's going to be a lot better than the VR system I have, because it would be like owning a PS1, going somewhere and playing a PS4, and then going home to your PS1 and being like, oh, I guess I'll just play my PS1 then.
I suppose, but when you want to experience just like if they had super high res and you could pick everything up, and when you want to experience
but then it would just diminish this. Yeah, I
don't
do,
think
but
it
then I
would
want to own
diminish this.
that.
Well, you can own it in the
Okay.
future.
Yeah, but I want to own it now, William.
No, none of that.
Fine. I'm going to
Other
pretend to leave again. No, go on.
other social games. I think Pavlov is a good one if you want to be
that's a cool one.
aggressive and social. So
You don't have to sit as being aggressive. Loads of people play Call of Duty and stuff, and in fact that's been a big one for people recently, I think, as well. Playing Call of Duty on Xbox and on the PS4 and stuff. People have been using that as a social way of getting together with mates, and
yeah,
And I think Pavlov is that, but VR.
yeah. And again, it's the fact you can see each other in VR, and you can see the expressions, and you can hold the gun to your friend's head and be like, "Move, bitch."
Take this. I think there's some guns in this game, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there are. I don't have any. Tell you what, I have. What do I have?
You've got loads of money. Buy one. Buy a gun. Buy a gun, William. Come on. It's the only time I'm going to tell you to buy a gun.
I have got... Oh. I've got a little violin. Can you hear it?
Keep that there for when I make a mistake and you can play the world's
I hope it just stays there. It's not going to go away anywhere, is it?
No.
But you have to... Oh, bloody hell. There's
But-
shit everywhere in front of
Seeing
me.
as this is our first one in VR, I mean, it's going to be a bit rambly, but if you guys have any suggestions of things that we could broadcast in, because the cool thing about this is we can broadcast not just what we're seeing, we can broadcast from a camera. So if you guys have any suggestions on games we can play, but also, I think we could make an app. I think it's time that someone made an app where there's cameras and, you know, you can just generate props and you can just talk to each other. That's
Yeah,
better
whereas
than
not
VR
based
chat
around-
or
yeah.
Altspace.
Altspace, that was not good, was it?
No, it was really poor. Like, it was... Mate, we've both got dogs barking.
You've got a dog barking.
There's one outside I can hear barking. What's really funny is when the dog barks, it looks
My
like
mouth
you're
moves.
barking. Yeah.
I think that'll be Rachel coming home. So he'll be
Okay, cool.
quiet in a minute. But we can carry on. I mean, a dog barking just adds to the atmosphere, doesn't it?
No, because we're currently in 2055 in the middle of, like, special world, and a dog doesn't exist in these times, William.
Dogs don't exist anymore.
Nah, they've been eradicated. People realised that, you know, as amazing as dogs were, they were actually, you know, holding us back. So everything's just a virtual dog now.
Oh, no, that's fair enough. Actually, I was watching a program, and there was like the Grand Designs chap, and they went over to China, I think it was, and they had like dogs, and they were robot dogs that people were companions with, and you'd stroke them, and you'd look after them.
Oh, and it breathes and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it can learn stuff and do
Tamagotchis
tricks.
came out in like '94.
Oh, Tamagotchis. I think that was the beginning of this whole sort of virtual experience. That was it.
Definitely
it's on
not.
this
There was
path.
stuff before then.
Not for... well, there was games, but Tamagotchis was like... I don't know, it was something super interactive, whereas games that you could only do...
To
in the
look
TV.
after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's cool.
Pavlov. Pavlov is a good...
Pavlov.
Good social one. You have to learn how to reload all the guns. That's a tricky bit.
Yeah,
That's what makes
but
it
that's
entertaining.
part of the fun. I'm sure all the Americans out there listening already know how to reload and clean all their gun systems. But yeah, I just thought of another benefit of all of this virtual reality recording podcast stuff. Do you know what I'm wearing?
Nothing.
You are correct, William. No, I'm wearing. I went out earlier today to. Oh, I came out to pick the microphone off of you, but I went out today, so
We did social distancing. We stayed away
we did.
from each other.
Yeah, it was essential. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Anyway, usually I haven't worn clothes. Oh, well, I've worn a dressing gown, but there's no point in getting dressed in these times. It's amazing.
I have a
Just
9:30
lounge
call every morning for work, so I kind of feel like I have to, you know.
Make an effort.
Yeah. Also, I
Yeah.
every morning in this 9:30 meeting, I go into virtual reality, and I do the meeting through there. So they're
Yeah, that's
seeing
cool.
what I see in virtual reality, and so I'm trying to take them to a different place in Google Earth every day, and then find an interesting fact or just a nice location to show them and be like, this is where I am today.
Yeah, that's cool. What you could do in those meetings, you could wear nice top, shirt and tie.
Yep.
No trousers and pants.
Could do, but what if I need to get up all of a sudden, or what if like the house suddenly goes on fire and I've got to stand up and go, "Whoa, no!" Everybody's going to see.
Then
aren't
they'll
they?
see your willy flopping about everywhere. It'll be really funny.
Yeah, don't want that.
I
Don't
saw a
want that
video
at all.
recently. Keep on punching the microphone. Sorry, you're going to have to edit a lot of punching sounds out. I saw a video of a woman on a conference call and she forgot she was on a conference call and she started going to the toilet.
Oh, I saw a man do that, but he started masturbating.
Oh, Jesus Christ, now that's a bit extra.
Yeah, it was a bit much. And then I saw another video of a guy who he thought he'd left the call and he was just not in his clothes anymore and standing there stark naked in front of everyone, was just like walking around his house having a lovely time.
Wow, yeah, it's funny. It's good. It's humbling, isn't it, William? Humbling.
Battle Wake, that is the other thing that we played, and that's quite a good fun.
Oh yeah, we had to go on
social
Battle
thing.
Wake. I don't want to spunk all of the games we've played on this podcast. I thought we were going to do lots of these. We can talk about lots of games.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was just trying to give a list of stuff that if you want to play VR games with other people, Battle Wake, Pavlov, PokerStars,
Battle
The
Wake's a
Forest.
good one.
Play all of them, and
But we'll
you'll
go
have
more.
hours.
We'll go more in depth than Battle Wake next time, I think, because Battle Wake's really cool. I've enjoyed Battle Wake a lot.
Yeah. Another thing, next bit that I wanted to talk about, right? Is
Next bit.
Next bit.
Next bit. We should.
Next bit. Dun, 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 dun. Next bit.
Cool. Yeah,
Right,
like it. Let's just go with that. Yeah.
Right. Next bit I wanted to talk about. So again, lockdown, VR. You're stuck in your house.
Lockdown, quarantine.
Lockdown.
Oh no.
Oh, you're stuck in your house. You're stuck.
No,
You're
I
stuck.
don't have to go to work.
You're
I'm
stuck
still
all
getting paid. It's
alone in your
amazing.
house. Oh, it's not playing. Why is
Good use of the. Oh.
There we go. You're stuck in
Oh.
your house all alone,
Oh no.
and you're getting a bit fat. So what do you need to do? You need to bloody exercise.
Oh, it's time to exercise. So what do you do, William? Do you go for your one allowed jog, or do you go for a little cycle? No.
No, well,
You
I
don't,
take the
do
dog
you?
out in the morning because he has to go for his walk in the morning.
Nice.
So I do that 8:30
not
every morning.
exercise.
That is my
That's exercise for the dog, William.
I'm
It's
getting
not-
exercise
That's not
as
exercise
well.
for you.
It's like a half-hour walk.
Alright.
It's a bit of exercise. Anyway, and then the other thing
Anyway.
that I do is exercise in virtual reality, of course. And
Magical.
I think everyone everyone who knows me right now is sick of me talking about virtual reality. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know you liked VR."
The people who listen to the podcast are sick of hearing us talk about virtual reality. They're watching us in virtual reality talk about virtual reality. They're sick of everything.
I
VR
know.
squared, mate.
Ugh. But so what you can do is you can exercise in virtual reality.
How?
How? You could just
How?
stand
How
there
do you do
and
that?
jog on the spot, couldn't you? You could do that.
Yeah.
That'll get you a bit
Yeah.
worn out.
You
Or
go to Google Maps.
and run down the virtual street.
Whoa, let's go down Rio de Janeiro. Let's run the Tour de France. Come on, I'm doing it.
Or
There was a man.
Yes.
No, shut up. There was a man in France who jogged a marathon on his 7-meter balcony. Did you see that? Hear about
no, I
this?
didn't see
You
that. What
this,
did he
William?
go jog on the spot, or did he go back and forth?
No, he went backwards and forwards. Why would I
Nice.
mention 7 meters?
I didn't. I missed the 7 meters bit. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, he 7 meters ran backwards and
7
forwards.
meter-
7 meters. Jesus Christ.
That's really cool.
26 miles you did.
Yeah. God, that must have been a bit boring. Like, at least with a marathon, you're kind of looking around and you see the sights and go, "Oh, that's nice. Well, Big Ben." Hello.
See all the plebs on the side clapping for you. Hey, well done, you're running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe people were doing that while he's on the balcony. He's there running back and forth, and everyone's clapping in their balconies. Hey, keep doing it.
above them.
Yeah.
Hey, well, go on, mate, go on.
But no, that's
Jean-Claude.
interesting. The other way you could do it, if you want to stay indoors
Yeah.
and not have to run back
Yeah.
and forth on your balcony, is
On about, yeah.
get a exercise VR game like Box VR.
Yeah. I still haven't played this one yet. I've watched videos of you.
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah, so Box VR, basically, it's like a bit like Beat Saber. It's a rhythm game. You've got stuff flying towards you. You've got boxing gloves on, and you have to. Let's make a fist. There we go. Try not to punch it. Yeah, I'm missing the microphone here. You have to punch the things flying towards you. So if it's a pink one, then it's with your right hand. Blue one, left hand, and then you've got to do hooks with them as well, like that. If there's like a warning symbol come up, you've got to block with your hands up in front of your face.
Uppercut.
You got to do uppercuts as well with both your hands, and then the last bit
Punch
is
yourself in the face.
yeah, I do that quite a bit actually because if I'm fighting, I keep my hands close to my face and I forget out like that. I've got a headset on. Yeah, so you got all these things flying towards you, and you have to dodge out the way, and you have to duck under stuff occasionally as well. And the
Cool.
reason, I mean, there's lots of games where you can get a workout, but this is specifically made for exercise. So you've got if you're not wearing a Fitbit or anything, it tries to track the amount of calories that you're burning during the session. You can set goals of how many minutes you want to work out per day, etc. So this thing tracks it all for you, and you can get a proper workout in. And I thought it was a bit like, proper workout. That's not gonna. Is it gonna work? And then because I'm so unfit, yes, it does. It does work.
Yeah, it gets them all sweaty, doesn't it?
It does.
You've
It
got
gets
to
me
wipe down
horrible and
the lens.
sweaty. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gets me out of breath. But
We've
the
been playing
main
a lot
thing
of
is, it gets my arms worn out as well.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah,
effort
yeah.
of keeping your hands up in the air like this, just trying to keep them up. You think that's simple. And it is. Until you have to start throwing them about and doing that. And and then keeping them up gets
I've been playing
really hard.
a lot of Beat Saber.
Yeah. Well, that's good
Yeah,
exercise
Chloe
as well.
really likes Beat Saber as well. Yeah, it's really good. I was just thinking, do you think anyone's cracked out the Wii Fit now that everyone's in quarantine? People are like, oh, should we just get the Wii Fit out and start doing some Wii Fit every day?
I think most people who had a Wii probably upgraded to a Switch at some point. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know anyone who still has a Wii. Maybe one person.
I've got a Wii. Me.
Okay, maybe two people. Then okay. Well, have you cracked out the Wii Fit?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, that was a lie.
Oh.
But we might do. We did last year. We tried to do it we did it like every day last year, in the summer. Tried to track it. Yeah, we should crack it out again. Get the Wii Fit out. I like the Wii Fit. I think it's quite a good bit of kit. I hate that phrase.
Good bit of kit.
It's a good bit of kit, mate. It's a nice bit of kit, like bit of gear that is. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice bit of gear. Cheap, but it's like quality. Sorry, I need to get. No, yeah, that's a nice. Have you got a lighter, mate? Don't worry. It's a nice. That's a nice bit of kit, that is, mate. Seen that Wii Fit, yeah. I got it from Sex, mate. CX, yeah. Got it for like £20, bargain, innit? Anyway, what?
You good?
Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Literally,
Yeah,
again,
I've got
everywhere.
that out of my
Bloody
system
hell.
now. I want them Zen gardens to grow. That's how you get a Zen garden to grow. I'm pointing at my camera.
Oh, okay.
It's
Right.
there.
Cool. I can't see your camera, and you can't see my camera.
No, I can't see your camera. I'm kind of hoping I'm kind of looking in the general direction of it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
All right, good.
What
No.
else have we got? So we've done the social bit. We've done the fitness stuff.
We've done it. We've done that. Cross it off the list.
Being so.
Should we talk about the... Go on.
No, you go. What should we talk
No.
about?
Well, no. I don't want to talk about anything. I'm just going to sit here with my arms folded.
Right. So the other thing that you can do in VR if you're sitting at home and you're bored and you've played some games, you're like, cool, done some games, they're a bit violent, I've chopped up things, I've done all that bit, I've done my exercise, I want to do something creative.
Yeah.
And what can you use to be
Go on.
creative?
Wii and snow.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
if you don't have
Yeah.
Wii and snow, you can use
Right.
tilt brush.
Oh yeah, that is a good point actually. Why? And it's not even snowing. It's not gonna. Do you know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
what I'm talking about. But yeah,
So-
tilt brush is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got back into it and I've been watching some tutorials and stuff, but tilt brush basically lets you paint but in a 3D world, obviously because you're in VR.
It's kind of like a sculpture-y sort of, innit?
Yeah, I see it more as painting in 3D rather than sculpture, because sculpture is something like physical that you're moulding, and I feel that would be a separate app to tilt brush. Whereas tilt brush, you're waving your arms around and you're doing it all like flowing and you're painting stuff, but the paint has depth. So there's lots of things you can do to kind of trick the person's eye into thinking like that stuff is, 10 miles away in the distance. Like you draw it really small, but you also like add fog to the game to just the right amount so it looks like it's in the distance when really it's only just over there. So there's lots of weird perspective stuff you can do.
It's also cool. I like because you can bring up like a mannequin or you can bring up an urn or something, and then you can place that in the middle of your real room, so you can walk around it. Oh, punch the microphone again, William. so you can walk around it. So you can place it, and then walking around something in a virtual space is so cool that you can then add to, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, and they've got loads and loads of brushes.
I wish that game was multiplayer. Actually, that would be really cool.
Yeah, you can enter each other's. You can visit each other's.
What? Oh, visit. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. You can visit each other's artwork. But you are
Yes.
entering into their artwork. You're standing inside their artwork and you're looking around, especially the nonsense you draw. You're standing there going, what the hell is... What's going on?
I'm inside a dog's penis.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very strange, that thing that I drew. Anyway, I like Tilt Brush. You made a very nice tree recently, didn't you?
Thanks. I updated it yesterday. So now you got the tree, and then I've put some like a waterfall coming down behind it, and like some mountains in the distance with trees on and little snow-capped peaks on there. And then I used some on Spotify. There's actually loads and loads of nature sound on Spotify. So, which is not something I thought people would make on there, but it's like they've just gone out, they've stuck the microphone into a nice spot where there might be like a river and some birds, and they've gone, all right, I'm recording that for 5 minutes, and then made an album out of it, and it's awesome. So I've used that in the background. I just played that in the background of the video that I made of my scene, and so you hear a waterfall and birds, and it just puts you in the scene a little bit more, doesn't it? It's nice.
It's amazing.
Oh
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. People can probably check that out. You can probably link that in a description somewhere, can't you?
Yeah, I'll link it in the description. I'll put that in there. Yeah, so what else have we got? The only other thing really, VR-wise, is after the lockdown, Google Earth VR, you can visit places that you'd like to go.
What, like bring up a list and be like, right, when this lockdown's done, I'm going there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look around it for reals.
Yeah. Make a list for yourself, find some nice places. Where are you going to go on holiday? I'm going to go to the Cayman Islands. I don't know. You might go there if you want a tax break or something. But you pick where you want to go and you visit and have a look around. You'll be like, oh, this would be nice to visit. And you create a nice little list of places.
Nice.
This whole episode right now is just thinking, like, how do I get through this? How do I get through this lockdown without going mad?
I might read through all of Calvin and Hobbes, William. I've been thinking about that. I've got that entire collection, and that lovely booklet thing with everything in it.
Yeah.
I've got that, and I've never touched it.
Never touched? What do you mean by booklet? Do you mean the hardbacks?
No, it's called The Complete Collection of Calvin and Hobbes, and it's every strip ever made in one complete thing.
Yeah, right. Haven't I got the same thing?
It's a box.
Yeah, and it's got three
separate books in it.
Yeah, okay, we are talking about the same thing. Yeah. God, that took a while, didn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was being obtuse.
So yeah, I might read that again as well. I like Calvin and Hobbes. As anyone who meets me can tell, because not that you can see right here, but I've got tattoos on my arms.
Yeah, magical tattoos.
The only tattoos I've got, apart from that one other little silly one that I got, which is my first one.
On your penis. I remember that one. Yeah.
You've
got an eye on there, haven't you, William? So it discourages you from masturbating, because you start to masturbate, you look down and you go, oh, it's watching me again. It's looking at me.
I tried to do it.
Ah.
There we go.
Playing a tiny violin for your own willy. Anyway, should we move on to the main feature?
Yeah, alright. Let me get my have I got my pipe?
I'm gonna alright, I'm gonna get out an e-cigarette. That's massive. Look at the size of that. Special e-cigarette. Because even virtual smoke is dangerous for your health, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. What we got? We got a pipe. We got a lighter.
It's cool, isn't it?
Oh, my microphone's in the
Got
way.
a nail through my hand as well. Look at that. Hurt myself. Injured myself in a poker-related accident.
There we go. Now I look classy.
Now, for the main feature. Join William Halliwell as he tells you what it is.
The main feature, yes. Sorry, I didn't realise it. I thought you were going to say what it was. Main feature, we are going to do... Sorry, let me take this out of my mouth. There we go.
Yeah, rude.
Main feature. We are going to have a look at the music from Towerfall Ascension.
Amazing. Now, Towerfall Ascension, for me, is one of my favourite... I'm just going to put my camera back there and hope that it's kind of alright. There you go. Bit better, that'll do. Now, Towerfall Ascension for me is one of my favourite multiplayer games the reason we chose to do Towerfall is because they have a new game out called Celeste, and William wanted to do music from that, but I haven't played it yet, and I'm going to play it. But I have, however, played Towerfall Ascension. How much, William, have I played Towerfall Ascension? Do you know?
150 hours.
No, more.
I could've-
I've got some numbers here.
Right?
So I've got Towerfall on Martin's PS4. I've got a friend's PS4 who's in Japan. He doesn't need it at the moment, so I'm borrowing it. That was our main modus of operatum of Towerfall, because it's a couch game. But then I've also got it on Steam. So I basically got together all of the numbers, William, all of the numbers.
Right,
and,
you combined them.
I combined them all. So, time played of Towerfall Ascension, I have done 5 days, 7 hours, 57 minutes, and 40 seconds of Towerfall Ascension.
That's a fair amount.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That means I've launched the game 257 times. I've played 17,625 rounds.
Oh my god.
We've killed each other 40,306 times, and we have fired 283,885 arrows.
That is a lot of
Spent
killing.
a lot of time in that game.
Yeah.
Silly, innit?
It is, but it's, this is the thing I think about. Like, sometimes I look at the stats and I go, oh, like with The Forest, oh man, I spent 24 hours in that in a period of 2 weeks. That's a whole day gone. What have I done? And then I think, what would I be doing instead?
I'm not bothered about that time.
No, I get bothered by that time. Not for you. I mean, if I were
bothered. I get bothered by you, Will Lloyd.
You know what I mean? If I look at my stats, I'm like, oh, I spent that much time in there, Jesus. And then I think, yep, I have to try and convince myself of like, no, you were having fun. You were playing a game, you were socialising, you were doing blah, 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 all of that stuff to convince yourself that video games are actually helpful in some sort of way.
Yeah, well,
Which they are.
Think about the amount of time. This especially, this is constructive and video game based. But yeah, they don't ever look at the time you spent asleep in your life, William, because that will drive you crazy.
Yeah, that one's okay. I don't sleep that much.
You do though.
I know, but no, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I know what you mean. You're not one of these people that sleeps 12 hours a day.
No, like 5.5 to 7. It's my
Yeah.
normal, which is nice. That means I can get lots of stuff done. Anyway, Towerfall.
Like playing Towerfall Ascension. Now, what was the track you wanted to do? It was the main intro music track, right? The most important music, because it's the music that you hear when the game first starts up and you go, ah, Towerfall. What a great game.
No. The track I'd chosen.
Well, this is... Go on.
The track
I thought
I'd
you were
chosen. Didn't I send? I sent you. Maybe I didn't actually tell you what track it was. I sent you a picture.
You sent me the notation,
I sent you the notation, and
knowing full well I can't read notation.
And then I hummed it to you, like out of tune. And I think that was the last time we actually talked about this.
Yep.
So the track I'd chosen was it was called Flight. That was the track I chose.
Flight. Funny hearing the soundtrack with none of the sound effects going over the top of it.
Yeah, I guess sound effects would make up like a big amount of everything that's happening in the game. It's so fast paced. So you should explain, as you're the one who played it, you should explain Towerfall Ascension, like exactly what it is and why you have put so many hours into it. Why is it so good?
So Towerfall Ascension is an 8-bit platformer single screen shooty thing. So left analog stick, normal jumpy around, you've got platforms, you jump around, but then the right analog stick is the direction of you shooting arrows. So basically you shoot each other, or you can play it co-op, so you shoot monsters and stuff. But the most fun is when there's 4 of you on the screen and you shoot arrows to kill each other. But then the cool thing is it's not infinite arrows. Once you've shot an arrow, it lands somewhere and you have to go pick it up. And then there's variants on the arrows, and there's variants on the level type and the environments, and it's just really well made. It's simple, but it works perfectly, and I could play it forever. And I think I'm the best in the world at it, William. Is that
that was a good rundown, and it is like couch co-op, but there's no online version of it. It's get some friends over.
No, unfortunately not. No. Did you look up? I'm sure you did. You're going to blast me with notes. But did you see the original platform that it was made for?
Yes, and it wasn't called Towerfall Ascension. It's just called Towerfall, and it was made for.
Yep.
Oh yes, the Ouya. Ouya. Yeah.
Ouya.
There we go.
which I'd never heard of. I looked up on Wiki, and it's an Android-based. They call them micro consoles.
Yeah.
So. What was the other one? Pandora was another one of these micro consoles, wasn't it? That people were really excited about.
Oh, okay, mate. I remember Ouya. I remember that being a thing when I had an Android phone, and be like, ooh, should I get it? That's interesting. Play all your Android games on your TV. Ooh, and then you realise, what's the point?
Yeah, the reason I like these games is because I can just sit and do them on my phone.
Exactly.
But saying that, I would never play Towerfall on my phone ever.
No, that is
ridiculous. A controller-based game.
Yeah, I don't know how they made it work. Anyway, but with the Ouya, you'd have a controller. But
I don't know how they made it work. But then they managed to port it to the PlayStation and the everywhere Switch. It's everywhere now.
It is everywhere. Switch, Steam, PS4, yeah, all over the place.
And it's brilliant.
It does look brilliant, yeah. Right, what with this track then? What do you, or with you can kind of talk. You don't have to talk about the track itself, I suppose. You could talk about the music from Towerfall, like as a whole. You don't have to talk specifically about the track, and then I'll just like chime in with stuff about the track. But with the music as a whole, or with this track, what do you notice about the music? Like, what do you like, and what do you dislike about the music as an overall thing?
Okay, so I think that the music of Towerfall kind of sounds medieval. I'm guessing it's using those sort of instruments, which is giving it that medieval sound in a way, kind of like lutey sort of sounds and flutes and that sort of like. And it's those
fluty.
Yeah, lutey fluty, and it's sort of those melodic lines as well. That the do 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 do, that sort of stuff kind of gives it that sort of like adventurous tone as well. When you're playing it, it is like, oh, it's tense. It's tense making. It's good. Negatives, I don't think I got none negatives for it, if I'm honest with you.
That's good.
I think it's yeah.
I really like the style of it. I liked the fact it's not a single genre. It's a mix of loads of different stuff. So you've got like your adventure game stuff in there, but you've got like a bit of it sounds very folky half the time, and then
that's what I mean by medieval is folky.
I hear it as folky, and then you've got fantasy, and then you like put them both together, and you've got your classic medieval setting. You've got all of these different, and then it's got rock in there as well. It's got some rock kind of stuff going on, and he's just kind of put all these genres together into something that doesn't sound like it's a mess of genres. It sounds like, oh, this fits the game perfectly because you've got your medieval and it's fast paced and blah, 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 blah. Like, I like that. I like the mix that they did. It was really cool.
Yeah. Who was the composer, William?
Why did you have to ask me that now? Because I've just forgotten his name.
Oh, sorry. Go on. Carry on with what you were going to say. You were going to say the only.
I was going to say the only thing that I didn't like, not that I didn't like, but that I wasn't too keen on, is the overall just mix of it. It sounds...
Oh, okay. Why?
I'm not sure. It just sounded a little bit muddy. Only a little bit. That's the only, like...
Okay.
negative. It's not even a negative.
It's funny because it sounded really clear to me because I'm used to all those sound effects being on the top of it, like all of the arrows and everything also being in that mix.
Yeah. Maybe it could just be the headphones that I had on as well, though. That could be a part of the
Yeah.
problem.
Blame the headphones.
I'll blame the headphones. But I think
But it's
that's
kind
just personal preference. That's all it was.
Okay.
I don't think it's negative at all. Yeah, that's what I like. I like the genre. I like the mix of everything. I like how it's all going.
Okay.
Yeah, the melody in this track in particular. So in this flight track, I'll put in the show notes that I transcribed it out. I might do a bit of a better job and put some chords underneath it as well.
Okay.
But I like that the melody is nice and simple, and I think that makes sense. The fact it's so simple because you've got so much action happening on the screen. First of all, you've got, like you said, all these sound effects going on, and all the arrows firing, and you've also got the rhythm of the game, which I'll go on to in a second. You've got all of this going on. It makes sense to have a really just nice little simple melody.
Okay.
do you think so? Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. I don't know why I said it like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. You talk. Yeah, go on then. Well, you just say that. You say what you want to. The melody sound in this one, I think it works well as it being nice and simple. They land on chord tones like all the time. So I mapped out just a couple of chords that they were playing, and there's only one spot in like the main melody line where they don't land on a chord tone. So I think the chords that they're playing, they got a D minor, a C, and a B flat. They're like the three main chords in the whole thing.
Yeah.
So so you're in the key of D minor, and on each one you're starting off on a chord tone. So in D minor you're either starting off on a D or an F or an A. They're your three chord tones. And in C you've got C, E, and G. And a B flat, you've got my brain going slightly dead. You've got B flat. Oh man, I'm trying to visualize a guitar here instead of just thinking normal theory. You got a B.
You got that there.
Oh yeah, perfect. Well, so you got a B flat, and then the major third of a B flat, I think, is a D, and then an other thing, F.
All of this is going absolutely over my head, William. I have no idea what's happening. So
my point was, they're the notes in the chords, and then what they're doing with the melody is they're playing one of those notes. Like at the start of every bar, they'll play that note, and that's why it fits so nicely and so well, and why it sounds so good. And there you go. That was my little theory spiel behind it.
Okay, cool. No, yeah, that's cool. Nice. So should we talk about the composer very briefly?
Yes, yeah, we should.
We should.
Well, while you're looking that up, right, I'm going to have a quick talk just about the chords and the chord progression in this track. So, we're in the key of D minor. Did you know D minor is the favourite key for Hans Zimmer to compose in and to play in?
Okay, isn't that the bit in Spinal Tap where they say it's the saddest key?
It could be. I don't know that one enough. It could be. But the reason they play in D minor is because the lowest note on a C extension bass obviously is a C. So the lowest note that you can play that can still have any form of expression, basically where you can add vibrato and be nice and expressive with it, is officially it would be a D flat, but nobody wants to play in the key of D flat. That's just stupid. Just play in D. You'll be much happier. So in the key of D minor,
okay.
in the key of D minor, you've only got one flat in it, basically, because you're in the key of F major. So it has one flat. So D minor, nice and easy to read, and it's the lowest sounding note that you can still be expressive with. So that is why he writes in D minor so much. And I just thought that was an interesting little point about this. This is written in D minor. And like I said, you're going D minor, B flat, C, D minor, B flat, C. That's the main bit, and then later on it goes D minor, C, B flat, C, D minor, C, B flat, C. So it's just a nice simple chord progression going round in a loop for most of the time. Just it's good. It's a strong chord progression, but I just thought it was interesting that it was in D minor.
And all that, yeah, it's interesting that it's always the same as well. So you're saying the whole album's the same thing?
So those 4 minutes, it's nearly all the same. It's either, it's D minor for 1 bar. I should mention it's in 6/8 as well for most of it. D minor for 1 bar, and then it's a B flat and a C in the next bar. And then that loops around a few times, and then the other time, 1 bar each, D minor, C, B flat, C, D minor, C, B flat, C. And so they just change things up with instrumentation and, and sort of rhythm and stuff.
Okay.
After all that rambling that I've done, have you found his name?
I've got some information in front of me, William. Let me put it in front of me a bit better. So, for flip's sake, William, this virtual world is driving me crazy. Right, okay, so, his name is Alec Halalka. So, he's known for Night in the Woods, and Ocean Heart, Paper Moon, Everyone Loves Active 2, I'm Okay. I just read a few random ones. I didn't even read them in order. I don't know what I'm doing. But
I think he's known for Night in the Woods and for this, so there is 2 like main things.
Oh, okay. Well, the sad, brutal thing about him is that he committed suicide after someone was accused. Zoe Quinn accused him. I don't know who she is. But yeah, and then people abused him online and he committed suicide. So it's kind of a sad story. Not kind of, is a sad story. Yeah. And I don't know why you had to bring him up, William.
I didn't have to, I'm sorry. But I don't know why I'm laughing either now. That's just even. Anyway, yeah, so there was that whole thing online. I remember watching it all kind of unfold on Twitter and people kind of jumped on him. Like, you got the whole cancel culture thing, and it was rampant at that point. I think this is August last year. And yeah, people kind of jumped on him and was like, oh, you're awful, you should be cancelled, and we have to get you out of everything. And then this guy has like mental health problems already, and that just kind of pushed him over the edge, apparently. Which is...
It's crazy.
Yeah, not great. I think... Hopefully people
stop online bullying you unless you're bullying William. You're allowed to bully William online, push him over the edge, but no one else.
Yeah, hopefully
no one else.
The one good thing that could come out of it is people do realise, if they say shit online, then it can have an effect.
Yeah, it can. Like it's crazy.
I mean, you bully me all the time, and I just cry all the time because
you just. Oh, really? Where's that tiny violin?
Right, the rhythm of the song. So, this song, like I said, it's in 6/8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got a 6/8 thing. It's about 75 BPM for a dotted crotchet. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a 1, 2, 3 is a dotted crotchet. 75 BPM. Okay. Interestingly, it turns into 4/4 later on. So if you go to about, I think it was 3 minutes 20, 3:25, somewhere around there, you'll hear it change into 4/4. And the interesting thing is, it keeps the groove. So I'll again in the show notes, I put a little picture of the rhythm on there that I've made. The groove still kind of sticks, but it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it just feels like you've added another 2 on the end. Because now, obviously, 4/4, you've got your 4 crotchets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they've got like a group of 3, group of 3, group of 2. And I thought that was interesting the way they keep the rhythm. Whereas they could have just gone into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could have just gone into normal 4/4, but they didn't. It feels like they've just added an extra 2 beats, and it kind of keeps things interesting, I think.
I like that sort of rhythm of, a group of 3, and then group of 2, because it is 8, but it doesn't feel like 8.
Yeah, and it's all about what the drums are doing.
Yeah, do you remember when we, years and years ago, whenever, we did, you had to listen through Toe, and I said that it's all like really weird time signatures, and you were like, no, it's all 4/4. And that's because the drummer is making it sound like it's in a different time signature. Yeah. Probably from the similar sort of thing of grouping it with 3/3/2.
Yeah, and then it gets more complicated on the drums because like you can do that one in 3/3/2, but you can do that one in just standard 4/4, and then your arms are doing this, and you go
polyrhythms.
That's the ones.
I've always wanted a decent VR drumming game, and there isn't any. And do you know why, William?
Why?
Because you're not holding sticks, and sticks are so important when playing the drums.
What, you mean like real drums?
Yeah.
Because obviously you can have VR sticks.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're not holding an actual stick because then you've got a different feeling in your hands.
Yeah, I suppose the main thing is the drum. You rely on it a lot bouncing back, so it goes.
Yeah, it's a physical thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am interested in
one of the
the
interesting things.
learning how to play the decks, though. You can get a couple of them in VR.
Yeah, I had a go on that game. That was actually quite cool. Like, really cool, actually.
This is what, slightly off topic, but still in the realm of VR. This is what I've been thinking about with VR. There must be so many instances where you can do training. Like, I think you could learn how to drive in VR. I think you can learn how to play the decks in VR. I think you could learn how to meditate in VR and how to learn a language in VR.
I downloaded a game yesterday that was free called Short Circuit, and it's electronics. And you just have a breadboard, and you can just plug in different electronic components.
Really?
And obviously you can never get electric shock from it, unless you fuck up your controller somehow.
That's really cool, yeah. Or like Wrench, the game
really
Wrench,
cool,
so you learn how to put together an entire engine.
And then in the full game, you've got cars and stuff, how to change tyres and shit. And
Really?
yeah, there's a lot of learning. Yeah.
Oh, amazing! Because here's the thing: I don't know how to change a tyre.
Oh well, you're an idiot. Well, wait. do you mean change? Do you mean change the wheel, or do you mean change an actual tyre?
Oh, change a wheel, I guess. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Because changing a tyre, you need like a machine. It goes psh, psh, and gets it all. Yeah.
It's exactly right. He's got it. It is the psh, psh machine.
Yep.
They call that in the industry. You should learn how to change a wheel, William. It's very easy.
I know I should, but
that should be part of a driving test.
Yeah, it should be really. Like I don't actually know where to put the jack on my car. I like to jack it up.
It's just like there's
some points under the car. I know that.
Yeah, there's a bit. You should buy a Haynes manual. Anyway.
And the reason I know that is because I bottomed out my car the other week, and luckily
I was.
Did I not? Yeah, you must have seen that. You know, when I got stuck in the car park, and I thought, oh, I'll just get out, and I drove up the curb, not realising the other side of the curb would be a much bigger drop down.
No, I did not know any of this.
You did not? Oh my, yeah. So I got stuck, and I thought I'll just drive out up the curb. I can fit up that curb easy. And then I just got stuck on the curb, teetering like this.
Oh my god!
And then
what happened? How did you?
Well, I managed to get it back just a bit, like, or forwards. I can't remember which way it was, but I stopped teetering, got the wheels back on, and then, yeah, it must have been that way.
Scraped your way off.
And then I revved it until I got to the edge, and then because the drop was so big, I was like, well, this is gonna destroy my car if I drop off the edge. I've got this far. Oh shit, what do I do now? And so then there was a good 4-hour period of me worrying, being like, fucking hell, it's a new car, and all of that stuff. And then building a ramp in the back garden. So
wow!
Did you not know any of this?
Wow! No, I didn't know any of this.
I'll send you a picture after this is done. So I built myself,
thank you.
like with some bits of wood and a bit of plywood on top, like some stepped wood, plywood on top, and I built 2 of them, all nailed and screwed together. Put them under the wheels of my car. And got a friend to give me a lift back up to the place and watch me and reversed off. Perfect.
Well done.
Yeah.
I always enjoy laughing at people's incompetence, but especially yours, William. There's something extra special about it.
I think it taught me a lot.
Wow, okay, fair.
Like, I'm glad it happened because I was really, by the end of it, I was like, fuck yeah, oh, I made it out of there. Amazing. It was like this big challenge that I'd overcame.
Yeah.
But it was a challenge that I'd given
Well
myself out of my own stupidity.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you caused it yourself, but you know, what challenges do we not cause ourselves, William? You know, some people might say that COVID-19 has been caused by us. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry, I need a fag for that. No, I can't be bothered. Can I borrow your pipe? So...
Sorry, I was passing it to you. And then you'd taken it apparently at the same time. So
anyway, come on. Talk about what we done talking about the Towerfall now.
I've got one more little bit. Sorry.
Go on. One more. Go on.
I just want to talk about the sounds that have been used, the instruments. So these were really interesting, and
I wasn't picking my nose.
and you can't really I found it difficult to pick out what they actually are. So for the synth melody is very chiptuney. There's lots and lots of synth bells that have been used, so it sounds it's got an almost cold, wintry feel to it. There's loads of little synthy bells everywhere.
Okay.
There's a lo-fi drum kit, so at around 30 seconds you can hear the toms come in. So that's how I kind of thought, okay, it's a kit. That was the rock influence for me. It was there's an actual drum kit. But it's, again, lo-fi. So everything on this is, even though it's all different genres, it's all kind of into the chiptuney, synthy sound.
Yeah. That goes along with the aesthetics of the game, doesn't it? Because the game is a modern game, but it looks like an 8-bit game.
Yeah. Well, this is what you want the music to do. It has to go along with what the game's doing. Otherwise, if it was jarring, you'd just be like, why are they playing this lovely romantic melody while I'm shooting my friends?
Yeah.
There's an electric piano around 30 seconds. 40 seconds, there's a melody appears on a synth flute. So that's the kind of, like you were saying, fluty, looty, looty, fluty, medieval-y sound, folky sound. There's a synth violin and viola that come in. And then around 1 minute 30, the last bit, there's what sounds like a real electric bass. That was the bit that kind of went, what was that? Just because you can kind of hear it sliding around. It's like boom, boom, and it goes up. It's probably not real. It's probably, again, another synth. But that one sounded a little bit different from everything else. But that kind of glued everything together. Yeah, and then I got a quote. So I went on to greatestgamemusic.com and,
what a website.
Looked at this, and their quote from there was, ultimately, listening to Towerfall Ascension feels like looking into a crystal that reflects light into constantly fascinating arrays of colours. That was their summary of the whole album.
This is why we're not proper musical journalists, William, because we don't come up with sentences that sound like listening to it is like a crystal billowing out magical rays or whatever it was you said.
Exactly. We could.
Yeah, it sounds good and crunchy. Yeah, but I don't know, yeah, alright. I'll come up with a decent metaphor for the next thing we come up with next time.
Okay, yeah.
A magical vision.
Imagine, yeah. Whatever we're listening to, this is magical vision, that's what it is.
Oh, this is magical.
That was our deep dive into the music from Towerfall Ascension.
Oh, I punched the microphone again. Trying to dive. I was gonna do a deep dive. I'll dive this way. Yeah.
So, thank you for listening. Thank you for all the hard work you put in.
And or watching, William. This one.
And
special,
or watching, yes.
Special watching with punching the microphone throughout.
Yeah, so if you are just listening, you might hear quite a few... Sorry, I think,
I'm not bothered.
No. Yeah, I want to do a few more of these in VR. I'm enjoying these. We're going to be on lockdown for quite a bit longer, so... Yeah, if you've got an Oculus, as always, come and join us. Come play poker with us. Look at this, we've got a whole table, a few chairs waiting here for you.
You'll be able to beat William, he's rubbish.
That's because I am rubbish, yeah. I have no excuse for that, I just am. But it's good fun, and the good thing is it's not real money. I like that bit. Hey?
Hit us up, boy, on all of the social medias.
You can find us on Twitter at ComposerCast, we're on Instagram at ComposerCast as well. And we have a Patreon, so patreon.com/ComposerCast. If you want to support the podcast, go on there and become a member. We can do shout outs for people. We can help Lloyd put a cigarette in his mouth, whatever you want. Make some ringtones for you, make some music for you. I was thinking about setting up a Discord channel, and then people can join there. Anyway, any ideas, whatever, if you want to support us, then send them along.
Join in.
Yeah.
And if you like this, tell people for a bit. Go on. I know you're not doing much else. You're not busy anymore. Come on, you gotta be joking, ain't you?
You're definitely not busy. If you're watching us in VR, then you're definitely not that busy, are you?
But thanks and goodbye. Am I near the camera, William? I'm going to do a scratch ending.
Yeah.
I'm going to cover the camera. Where is it?
Follow my hand. Follow my...
Bye.